Hello and welcome to Trailblazers right here on the wireless. My name is Sim Nongauza, and this show is all about hiking, adventure, and the beauty of the outdoors. And joining me today is Van Stadens Reserve Manager, Mr. Clyde Scott. Sir, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Sim. I'm fine, thank you.
Right. So before we do anything and everything, could you please tell us about your background in reserve management and also working in nature conservation?
All right, Sim. Like I said earlier on, I've been working for the municipality for about 36 years,
Mm.
of which close on to 30 has been in conservation, having managed quite a few places already. Van Stadens being my last, and I hope it's my last.
Oh.
Settlers Park, Van der Kemskloof, Grootkloof, Swartkops River, Sundays River, Springs Reserve in Utenek. So yeah, I've been around the block, put it that way.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that. So, what inspired you to work in the field of nature conservation?
Uh, to be honest, I grew up as an outdoor person.
Okay.
My dad used to take us to the beach every weekend, irrespective, rain or shine, every weekend. And we developed a love for nature, swimming, hiking, everything you can name.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
Right. Well, I would love to think that maybe somehow because I'm an adventurous person as well, so maybe some way in life also I'll get to go into conservation. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, we would gladly accept you.
Well, how does the Funstadens Wildflower Reserve, which is also part of the Green Flag hiking trails of the Nelson Mandela Bay, how does it contribute to the tourism appeal of the city?
Um, Remember, green flag status speaks to certain criteria, and that's
Yes.
international. So, by having a green flag status means that you are supposed to be up there, and the requirements is quite stringent. You have to comply to all of those rules and regulations, and we definitely surpass what is expected. And in terms of the tourism, I think before we got the status, the green
Mm,
flag status, our numbers were running at between 200 and 500 people per month,
okay.
depending on summer and winter, obviously. And to date, we are looking on a monthly average between 1,500 to almost 2,000. Last month, for instance, we were 1,980. And then you look at a weekend, for instance, Saturday and Sunday. On
Mm.
a Saturdays, we average between 250 and 300 people. And that's just
And that's
one
just
day.
a set one day.
Yes. In comparison to all the other reserves, you'll have maybe 50 to 100 people totaling for the weekend. Van Stadens is definitely one of the tourist attractions. We do have tour groups, especially groups
Mm.
going from P onto the Sichikama region, etc. So they tend to stop over and truly enjoy what we have to offer. Remember, Van Stadens is your gateway to the garden route.
Yes, yes.
And the good thing about Van Stadens is that it speaks to what people want to see, especially our tourists. Instead of having to drive
Mm.
all the way to Cape Town, we
Yeah.
have a mini Cape Town on our
On our
doorsteps.
doorstep.
And yeah, we are more than happy to showcase what we have.
Wow, that's beautiful. And from having a small number within like a month to having that big of a number in one day, that is like truly amazing. Do people actually manage themselves, or the reserve takes care of who goes in and what goes out?
All right, we don't work on a like you call ahead and say I want to come and hike
Mm.
because it's a municipal reserve, actually the second oldest nature reserve in the country. Uh,
Wow, that's
yeah,
beautiful.
not a lot of people know it. We are the second oldest after Kruger National Park. So people can literally just rock up.
Yes.
However, a lot of people do phone and they can't understand when I say you don't need to book. Just
Okay.
come. between
Mm.
the expected hours, 7:30 in the morning, and then you leave by 6 o'clock and 5:30 in winter. So there's no booking. You come, you walk. If you're not uh, able to walk on your own, we will provide a guide for you.
Mm.
The guides is being run by our partners, the Friends of Van Stadens, and they do tremendous work. And also, when people finish their hikes, they tend to come to me and say, "Look, so how is it that you can run a nature reserve without people
Mm.
paying? Because what we have to offer is unique and it's
Very
free of
unique.
charge."
Mm.
So yeah, it speaks to what we have to offer.
Right, that's amazing because I want to know now, with running that massive tourist attraction, how do you make sure that it both remains, the trails remains both accessible and also sustainable for hikers?
I have a partnership,
Okay.
or should I say, the municipality has a partnership with two entities on the actual reserve. The Friends of Van Stadens, they are an entity of about 6 or 7 members, them being the guides, etc., etc.
Mm.
And then the front of house where they would meet you, greet you, give you a pamphlet welcoming you to the reserve. And then obviously, if you request their guidance, they will then take you on the actual trails. And then I've
Mm.
got a partnership with the Working on Fire expanded public works program. So they look after the overgrowth, invasive plants, fire management, etc. So without those partnerships, it would never have been
It would never be.
possible. And then
Yes.
working with farmers and partners surrounding the reserve. Remember, in the olden days, nature reserves were seen as islands on their own,
On their own.
and you cannot detach yourself from the community surrounding your reserve. And unless you have that buy in from your community, then obviously they will see it as a white elephant. And in the past, yes, it was seen as a white man's facility because
Mm.
we never had the money to enter onto those places. And it's just, it was never accepted amongst non whites, put it that way.
Yes.
And then with us involving the community, so everything we do that my staff, my partners can't do on their own, we will then get the community in. So there's buy-in, and they literally they know if they don't look after what we have to offer, then
Mm.
they will also lose out.
Yes. Yes.
Just
Definitely.
a simple example: when I started at the reserve,
Yeah.
there were lots of break-ins, as in they would steal all the machines and everything. I don't say it's a
Mm.
community, please
Yes. Yes.
don't
Yes.
quote me
No.
on that. But we would have a lot of those things, and once we started working with the community, things just worked out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I've got a whole community looking out for what's happening on the reserve. The fact that I stay on the reserve, I'm accessible, people can come to me if and whenever. And it just shows you that community, public partnership, all of those things makes it so much easier for me to maintain those trails.
Mm.
And then our trails in general, we spend a lot of time uh, maintaining it.
Yes.
Grass cutting. I'm a glorified gardener. So I'm not a conservationist. I and my team, we cut grass. We
Yes.
slash bushes. We open up pathways. We literally, you have to do everything.
Yeah, because I also wanted to ask, of which now I think that you've answered that question. With the 500 hectares of a reserve like that, how do you maintain the trails all around?
Yeah. Remember, it's not just the 500 hectares that you're
Yes.
talking about. I've got another just over 1,500 hectares lady slipper section that
Mm.
people don't know about. The highest point
Yes.
in PE.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of people walk it, but it's there. So we are split between maintaining the bottom section of Van Stadens and then
Mm.
having the
The
lady
upper
slipper section
part.
that we also have to attend to, because what does conservation entail? It entails the looking after the fauna and flora, plants and animals,
True.
of which Van Stadens is rich in endemic species. If I say endemic, it means locally it, it's only found within that vicinity or this area of the Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
We've got two, three plants that's only found within that region. We've got the dwarfed chameleon. We've got the ghost frog. We've got, man, I can go
You
on
can
and
go
on and
on
on
and
and on.
on and
But it's
on.
really, we've got quite unique plants to
Yes.
speak about. That's, that's, yeah,
That's
on
really a
our
tourist
doorstep.
attraction.
And a lot of
Yes.
people don't really know about it.
Well, Mr. Scott, now what I want to know is that having worked for the reserve for so many years, and what has been that one most noticeable tourist attraction that people always like, really like?
Some, what does the reserve stand for? It says wildflower.
White flower.
People would phone to say, which flowers are blooming at the moment. For instance, because we've got
Oh,
the proteas, we've got the king protea, we've got all of the others. We've got the scepter van Stadens, which is unique. It doesn't look like a protea. People want to
yes.
know these things, and or they want to ask, where can we see the Sathantus? It's a plant found only within the Van
The
Stadens
Van
Gorge and
Stadens.
surround. And yeah, so people mainly come for the proteas. And with the king proteas now in flower, it's really an amazing sight to see and to behold and to see it growing in its natural environment. It's really, really the draw card for all tourists there.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, and I can't wait to see that as well. Well, my last question is that you have worked for the reserve, right? And there are like 7 trails onto the reserve. Which one is your favorite and why?
Some it's quite difficult to name one because aside from Van Stadens, I've walked all the 5-day trails. Sorry
Yes.
about that. All the 5-day trails in the country.
Wow.
So I know trails, and but I do come home, and the one trail that stands out for me would be the Nymph Trail. It's a nice, easy, really easy walk, and you get to see your different proteas, your king
Mm.
proteas, your nerifoliums, etc., and all of those. And then you end up midway at a watering point, a dam overlook or a bird art overlooking a dam,
Yes, a
and
bird hide.
sitting there, especially after hours, just brings that tranquility, and that is what hiking is supposed to do,
Yes.
bring you closer to nature, and that quiet time where you're alone there and overlooking the dam and you're looking at the birds and you hear the birds in the background.
Just listening to the
It's
sounds as
really
well.
it's therapeutic
It's very
because
therapeutic.
that is why one wants to be out there. Come out, sit. You don't have to walk.
You
And
just have to,
just one other thing on our trails,
yes,
we don't have thorns. If you feel like walking barefoot,
that
walk
is
barefoot.
amazing.
It's for me, it was unique because when I took over there about a year and a half back, it's like I couldn't understand. I'm walking barefoot. There's no thorns, not
Not
one,
even a single one.
not no thorns.
Maybe I should try that one.
So for the more daring, adventurous type, come walk barefoot.
Yeah,
Come enjoy it.
I think that's a challenge and that's a really good one.
Yeah, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah, that's it. Well, Mr. Clyde, thank you so much for joining me on Trailblazers. We appreciate you taking time to be with here with us.
it was only a pleasure. Looking
Oh,
forward to seeing you guys on our reserve,
oh,
and
definitely.
please come. Really, thanks again.
All right. That was Mr. Clyde Scott from Van Stadens Nature Reserve. This is Trailblazers, and my name is Sim Nongauza. Thank you for joining me.